Aguilar and our clinical instructor, Ms. Kate Mangarin. Sorry, our clinical instructor, Mr. Davis Don McLaren Gaviola. For now, please stand by for we'll begin in a short moment.
Now, to officially start, let us begin with a prayer, singing of the national anthem and the CDU hymn to be led by Mr. Nathan Neil Burdine.
Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for giving us for your unconditional love. We are sorry for the things that we have done. May you continue to guide us and protect us. In Jesus' name, Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Good day, everyone, especially to our amazing client, Mr. Arlene Aguilar, and to our ever-supporting clinical instructor, Mr. Davis Don McLeroy Gaviola. By the way, I am Rachel Ann Humawan, and together with my amazing partner,
This is Mr. Ginto Roland Choi, and we will be the host for today's event. We are the third year nursing students from Cebu Doctors University, and today we are gathered for the implementation of our webinar entitled Timeless Renewal of a Free Mind. But before we start, allow us to introduce our group members who have made this webinar possible. Starting with Miss Alonzo Devon Jean, Miss Bangod Krisha Marie, Mr. Birdie Nathan Neil Almi, Miss Bion Nicole Marie, Miss Caballas Natalian, Miss Cayude Riza Angeli, Miss Rachel Ann Humawan, Miss Mikulob Kristen Claire, Miss William Mornia, and yours truly, Mr. Into Roland Troy.
All right. So now, at this juncture, we would like to ask Miss Charlene Aguilar, Kumusta man ta, Miss?
Hello, good morning.
Good
Um,
morning.
kanang okay naman ko, pero like dili jud very okay because of everything mga nahitabo, especially about election and stuff. Pero these days kay I'm kanang happy lang pod kay distracted ko with my catechism classes bitaw. So yeah, okay naman so far, madala ra.
Okay, it's nice to hear no na despite everything, despite current events that may be hindering or maybe causing problems with our mental health, there are still some ways that we can still cope. So to proceed, we would like to give you even more information, hopefully, on how you can cope with anxiety, especially during these days, no? So we will now be sharing the objectives or the program flow of this webinar. So our first objective, we have to first define anxiety disorder.
For the second objective, identify risk factors of anxiety disorder.
Objective 3 is to enumerate the causes of anxiety, which will be followed by a short icebreaker.
Now, for our fourth objective, identify activities that are appropriate for relieving anxiety.
Objective 5 is to enumerate breathing exercises and techniques to ease anxiety, which is also followed by a short icebreaker.
Now, for our sixth objective, perform breathing exercises.
Objective 7 is to magnify the importance of self-care.
And for our eighth objective, question and answer portion to be followed by the presentation of the e-certificate.
So, again, before we start with the opening remarks, we would like also for Miss Charlene Aguilar to kindly prepare a pen and paper. So this is for our short icebreaker later. Will that be all right, Miss Aguilar?
Yes, okay ra naka-prepare na pud ko.
Okay, so thank you. So Troy, what's next for us?
Now, partner, why don't we make this morning not just wonderful, but also a day full of learnings and new experiences?
Yes, partner. So everyone here knows that we've anticipated long enough for this day to come because finally, this is our final webinar sa atong NCM 117 and dapat jud tay amazing client.
Exactly, partner. But anticipation comes with paintasking efforts, sleepless nights, and wishful thoughts now come into reality. So, what are we? This is the opening remarks by one of our colleagues, Ms. Mikulo.
Good day, everyone, to our technical facilitator, Sir Gaviola, and to my fellow groupmates, and most importantly, to our dear client, Ms. Aguilar. Hello and welcome. I am Ms. Christine Clara McCullough, and I would like to say thank you for taking the time to join us in today's webinar entitled Timeless Renewal of a Free Mind. So the main purpose of this webinar is to help you, Ms. Aguilar, to acquire adequate knowledge and appropriate skills and adapt to an appropriate coping mechanisms for anxiety. So in order for us to help you, we would like to give you some health teachings on how to manage your anxiety. So without waiting any longer, I'll give the floor to our host so that we can start the webinar. So sit back, relax, and we hope that you'll learn something from us.
Thank you very much for that heartwarming welcoming address, Ms. Mikulo. Now again, last question na lang jud, Ms. Aguilar, no, before we really start with the webinar. We would like to ask you, what language do you prefer for this webinar? Okay ra ba mag-Bisaya, English, or a little bit of both?
Pwede ra mix of both. Okay ra
Okay.
man.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Aguilar. So now, without further ado, let us start with our health teachings and grow in learning. To educate us about the definition of anxiety disorder and its risk factors, we have our first speakers, the lovely Miss Nia Villamor and Miss Christine Claire Mikulov. Take it away, girls.
So, hello, Miss Aguilar. I'm happy to see you in our webinar. So, let's start. For our first agenda, I will be discussing what is anxiety. So, anxiety is normal na reaction to stress niya maka-beneficial na in some situation like maka-alert na or mo-active atong flight and fight response to dangers and help us prepare and pay attention. While anxiety disorder, in other hand, are type of mental health condition and makes difficult to get through your day. So if maka-feel kag maglisod na sa imong mga buhatonon, maglibog ka unsay buhaton una, and maratol na ka. So mangutana ko sa atong client, Miss Aguilar, naka-experience sa ba ka grabe nga pangulba, mag-panic, maratol, and maningot o grabe ka kusog imong heartbeat?
Yes, nakakasulay na.
Miss Aguilar?
Hello? Wala
So,
madungog ra?
muna mga
Yes,
sa anxiety
we can hear
disorder
you.
include feelings of nervousness. Yes. Yes. Adong guys, thank you. So, muna mga sign and symptoms sa anxiety disorder include feelings of nervousness, panic, and fear, as well as sweating and rapid heartbeat. So, don't worry, Miss Aguilar. Naray treatments para ana. Treatments include
So I guess Ms. Villamor is done with her part. So let's move forward to objective number 2. So good day again, Ms. Aguilar and Ms. Christine. And now I'll be talking about the risk factors of anxiety disorder. So the first one is history of mental health problem. So having another mental health disorder like depression can also raise your risk for anxiety disorder. Second is childhood abuse. So there is a study that the severity of abuse and neglect is accompanied with increased depression and anxiety symptoms in adulthood. So like emotional, physical, and sexual abuse or neglect during childhood is linked to anxiety disorder later in life. So this means that as a general rule, the more severe the abuse and neglect, the more likely the abused individuals are to show symptoms of depression and anxiety. Third is we have trauma. So living through a traumatic event increases the risk of post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, which can cause panic attacks. Fourth is we have negative life events. So a big event or a build-up of smaller stressful life situations may trigger excessive anxiety. For example, a death in the family, work stress, or ongoing worry about finances. So all of these increases your risk for anxiety of disorder. Next is we have severe illness or chronic health condition. So constant worry about your health or the health of a loved one or caring for someone who is sick can cause you to feel overwhelmed and anxious. And lastly, we have the substance abuse. So patients with untreated mental health problems might turn to substance use as a way to temporarily soothe or self-medicate their symptoms. So alcohol and drugs changes the brain's chemistry, which may cause symptoms of anxiety in individuals' substance use disorder. So that would be all for the risk factors of anxiety. I hope you learned something, Ms. Aguilar. And also for the treatment for anxiety, it includes medications and cognitive behavioral therapy na i-discuss further sa other presenters. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. That was just the first part, no, Miss Aguilar, of the information-filled webinar. Now, for the next speaker, let us give the floor to Miss Alonso to share with us the causes or etiology of anxiety.
So for the causes of anxiety, first we have genetics. So anxiety can run in families. There is a clear research showing that anxiety is influenced by our genetics. In fact, experts noticed a family connection for anxiety before they understood how DNA or genes work. So if you have a close relative with anxiety, your chance of developing it is about 2 to 6 times higher than if you don't. Next, we have the brain chemistry. Some research suggests anxiety disorders may be linked to faulty circuits in the brain that control our emotions, our emotions. So next is emotional stress. This refers to stressful events you have seen or lived through. Life events often linked to anxiety disorders include childhood abuse and neglect, a death of a loved one, or being attacked or seeing violence. Next is drug withdrawal or misuse. Certain drugs may be used to hide or decrease certain anxiety symptoms. Anxiety disorder often goes hand in hand with alcohol and substance use. And lastly is medical conditions. Some heart, some heart, lung, and thyroid conditions can cause symptoms similar to anxiety disorders or make anxiety symptoms worse. So it is very important to get a full physical exam to rule out other medical conditions when talking to your doctor about anxiety. So that is all for the causes of anxiety. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Alonso. So I believe not everyone present in this webinar can enumerate na jud at least 3 causes of anxiety, and thus we now know that we should try to avoid these factors like katong stress and drug use, alcohol. So to move on, we would like to ask Ms. Aguilar, do you want to have a 2-minute water break or okay lang na mag-continue ta sa atong webinar, Ms. Aguilar?
Okay ra nga if mag-continue na lang ta. Dili na lang magpatagal kumita.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Aguilar. Sure. So now it's time for a quick icebreaker to rest our minds from all the information. Right, partner?
Exactly, partner. So now let us give the spotlight to Miss Caballas for our first icebreaker.
Yes, ready na. Therapy. Kuan kanang Rosag, very good help kay among cats kay sana murag kanang sana ma-distract yun bitaw ko like if mag-focus jud ko maayo sa mga iring kay kanang mawala to akong mga thoughts ingon ana pero if wala ka na sa mga iring kay like balik sa hinahinay. Wala ko yung idea do. Wait, pwede mo cheat. Charot. Mm, mm, pwede mo pass. Charot. Breathing.
Wow, that was fun and as well it was informative. So thank you, Ms. Cabañas. So let us continue to our webinar. We have Mr. Nathan Neil Berdine who will speak about activities that are appropriate for relieving anxiety.
Good day to our client. So here are some of the activities that you can do to relieve anxiety. So first we have go on a leisurely walk or bike ride. Physical activity promotes release of chemical endorphins that have the ability to improve sleep function, generate feelings of happiness, and relieve stress. Next slide, please. Next is writing a journal. Writing down your thoughts down can help you gain perspective and turn negative feelings into a powerful mood altering beliefs. Next is we have meditate or practice yoga. Focusing on your breath or a meditative thought can help you stay in the moment and alleviate feelings of anxiousness. Next. Also, we have listening to music. Music can take your focus away from distressing thoughts and put you in a lighter mood. For example, slow classical music is especially known for its ability to produce a calming effect. Next slide, please. And lastly, we have reading a book or watching a movie. Reading a light book or watching a movie is a great way to take your mind off stressful situations and tasks. For this, a movie or a book with a positive message or theme is recommended. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for that informative presentation, Mr. Berdine. Now, our next speaker will indulge us about breathing exercises and techniques to ease anxiety. This speaker is none other than Miss Nicole Bion.
Hello, good morning, Ms. Charlene. I am Nicole, and today I will be enumerating breathing techniques and exercise to ease your anxiety. So first, I have a question. Do you do any breathing exercises or techniques?
Daily in regular basis.
So we will be showing you different kinds of breathing techniques. So when we use breathing exercises and techniques, this can actually help you better manage your anxiety and also improve your ability to focus and increase your productivity levels during uncertain times. So are you ready? So the first breathing technique is resonance breathing. This can help you get into a relaxed state and reduce anxiety. So, because resonance breathing has a regulating effect, meaning that it helps calm down our fight and flight response, this results to coping and our healing response. So, when a person breathes at the resonance frequency, our respiratory, cardiovascular, and autonomic nervous system work together in a synchronized manner to function more efficiently. So, to put it in a simpler manner, or for you to easily understand, this means that our heart rate, our blood pressure, and our respiration work together. So, when they work together, or when we use our resonance, it um, helps you in a relax and reduce anxiety, and that's the way it affects our physiology. So, the next breathing technique is belly breathing. So this is also called as abdominal or diaphragmatic breathing. So which can also reduce stress and anxiety. So did you know that according to studies that if you do belly breathing at least 20 to 30 minutes a day, it can reduce stress and anxiety? So good. So diaphragmatic breathing can be described as deep breathing that is applied to help alleviate both our physical and also our emotional system. So this is done by contracting our diaphragm by exercising a deeper form of inhaling, meaning when we breathe in, it extends into our belly. So when it does this, or when it extends through our belly, it calms the nerves, which helps us calm down. So the next breathing technique is Buteyko breathing. This helps normalize the breathing pattern, putting the body in a naturally calmer state. So this is beneficial for clients who not only have anxiety but also sleep concerns or who has asthma. So you might be wondering, how does Buteyko breathing works? This works by stabilizing our breathing patterns by lowering your tidal volume. So what is tidal volume? This is the air that moves in and out of our lungs with each cycle or with each breath we take. So, and respiratory rate, which is the number of breath you take per minute. So, when it does this, it helps you balance our carbon dioxide level in our body, which results to reduce anxiety. And our last breathing exercises is box breathing. Box breathing is also known as four square breathing. This is a deep breathing technique that can help you slow down your breathing. So this works by distracting your mind as you count to four, so it can help you cope with panic and stress when feeling overwhelmed. So you might say, like, how does it distract by counting? How does counting distract? This is because it helps you focus on something else. So it helps you focus on counting rather than the situation you are feeling. So box breathing can also reduce stress and improve your mood. So that is all for my part, but don't worry because my other group mates will be showing you on how to do these breathing techniques. Thank you.
Amazing. So thank you, Miss Beyond. So once again, sorry for the background noise. So once again, those were very valuable information. But I believe that it is time for another icebreaker to again ease our minds from everything because we want to impart not only health teachings but fun and good vibes as well. Well, who better to give us good vibes? None other than Mr. Troy Iginto. The floor is yours, Troy.
Thank you so much, Ray. Now for our second icebreaker. Now it's time for another icebreaker. Now, Miss Aguilar, we will be doing the guess that word. And now for the mechanics of this icebreaker. Next slide, please. Now again, we've asked you earlier, Miss Aguilar, to prepare a pen and a paper. Now, karon na to siya magamit, Miss Aguilar. Now, I, the host, will open my mouth, and my camera rather, and will pronounce a word while I am on mute. No, so you will be guessing the word. Imo tag-anon ko, song gisulti, and you will be writing it on the piece of paper. Now, write down the words, and after all the word has been said, construct a sentence or a phrase out from those words. Now, at the end of the webinar, you will be asked to say the sentence or phrase that you have created out of the words that you have guessed that I have pronounced while I am on mute. Nakuha bang mechanics, Miss Aguilar? Shall we begin now, Miss Aguilar?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, thank
Para.
you. Now, for our first word, I'll be on mute. Nakuha or ba, Miss Aguilar? Okay, ayaw lang isulti, but just write it down. Now for the second word. Okay, now for our third and last word, that would be. Okay, so that's the three words, and later on, before we will be ending our webinar, I will be asking you on what phrase or sentence you have formed out of those words. That will be all for the icebreaker. Great.
Wow, so I wonder what the sentence is, no? So I cannot wait to find out later. So great job, Troy.
Yes, thank you so much, Ray. And I'm hoping, no, that the formed sentence or phrase will give an impact as well on not just our client, but to each one of us who are present here in this webinar. Now, for the second to the last presentation, we have our speaker, Miss Kayude, to show us how to perform the breathing exercises that was discussed by Miss Dion. Now, take our breath away, Rai.
So, hi, Miss Charlie. So, I am Miss Kayudi, and I'll be presenting to you the different breathing exercises that was discussed a while ago. So, these breathing exercises may manage your stress and anxiety, improve focus, better sleep, and faster recovery from exercises or exertion from other activities in your life. So, everyone, especially our client here, I encourage you to follow the video as a form of a short exercise. So let's begin with our first video.
While we wait for the videos, no, may we ask Miss Aguilar, how are you so far throughout the webinar? Masabtan ra ba?
Yes, nag-take notes or pod ko sa mga gipang sulti sa speaker. So yes, nasabtan na po.
Wow, ka very good did sa atong client, Troy.
Yes, exactly, partner, no? And again, dili gyud ma-forfeit ang purpose sa ato ang webinar. It is because, no, as what our client has said, nag-take notes siya. So it means these are information na dili lang niya magamit karon lang nga naminaw siya sa webinar, but these are things or naging siya mga notes to remind her on the ways nga iyang buhaton in case of her anxiety attack, di ba?
Yes, murag excited na jud ko pod na mag-perform sa mga breathing exercises, no? So
Yes.
magkuan ta later di ay maka-feel jud ta maka-relax or masolam ta ani, no? Okay, so
Exactly.
at least the technicalities are back. Let's get right to the videos.
Hello, so this is the resonance breathing exercise. This is just a simple breathing exercise. So first inhale for a count of 5, then exhale for a count of 5. One more time, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue this breathing pattern for at least a few minutes, and that's it. Thanks for watching. So resonance breathing is just a simple breathing exercises that involves inhaling and exhaling for 5 counts, and this reduces stress, especially when combined with a yoga position. Now for the next video.
Hello, so this is belly breathing. So first, sit down with your hands on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose. And when you breathe in, you want to fill your belly with air and fill it up like a balloon. Then you exhale through a pursed lips. You should continue this for up to 5 to 10 minutes and relax. So first, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, and that's it.
So for belly breathing, this is a great exercise when you experience shortness of breath, and this technique helps to slow down your breathing so you can catch your breath and use less energy to breathe. So it can also help you relax and strengthen your diaphragm, which is an important muscle that enables you to breathe. So next video.
In doing the vertical breathing, first you have to hold your breath after a relaxed exhale. Next, use your index finger and thumb to plug your nose, and then retain your breath until you feel the urge to breathe, which may include an involuntary movement of your diaphragm, and then inhale. And then next, breathe normally for at least 10 seconds, and then repeat several.
So vertical breathing, this enhances your breath control, which helps to prevent breathlessness and promote proper breathing patterns. It is used to manage and improve a variety of conditions, including asthma, anxiety, and sleep concerns. And lastly, for the box breathing, next slide.
For the box breathing exercise, you only have to count for 4 counts on inhale, hold, exhale, and pause. So let's begin. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. You may repeat this 5 to 7 times.
Box breathing. So this is a technique used when taking slow, deep breath. So it can heighten your performance and concentration while also being powerful stress reliever. So this technique can be beneficial to you, especially when you want to meditate. So, Miss Charlene, do any of these breathing exercises interest you?
Yes, especially ang katon buteyko breathing.
Ah, nice. Yes, that is a really great breathing exercises because not only it helps you calm you down, it can also help you clear your mind and set you back in the present. And hopefully it will help you calm down. So that will be all in my part. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Miss Kayuda. We really felt relaxed and solemn because of your breathing exercises videos. Now, um, Miss Aguilar, no, you wanna get chica earlier, no, nga you wanted to perform the Buteco breathing, no? A good choice dito kay it really helps you relax. It will really help you relax. Now, it is time to give the floor to my partner, Miss Rachel Ann Humawan, to share with us the importance of self-care. Ray?
Thank you, partner. So, before I talk about ways to promote self care, let us first define what is self care, Manjudiay. So, self care is about being in tune with what your body and your mind require to function optimally. So, body and mind, Junisha, Miss Aguilar, no, they always come together. So, self care is the practice of protecting your own well being and happiness, particularly during times of stress. So it's about taking action to balance physical and emotional health by knowing your limits and not going over them. It's also about identifying the things that bring you joy and helps you to decompress. So you mentioned no a while ago na the elections can get quite stressful. So there are really a lot of factors for that, no? I think I can relate man sad na especially in social media, like there's a lot of noise. However, Miss Aguilar, you have the power to um, decompress and to really protect yourself from being stressed or from being hurt from everything. So now, Miss Aguilar, I will also share to you what are the ways to promote self-care other than what I said. So number one, get the sleep you need. So Miss Aguilar, sleep is very, very essential. It is as important as our body's eating, drinking, and breathing. It is vital for maintaining good mental and physical health. Sleeping helps us to recover from mental as well as physical exertion. May I ask, Miss Aguilar, how was your sleep nowadays?
Um, Siguro kay kapoy kay ko from everything that I do in days bitaw kay dali ra ko makatulog pero sayo pod kay kong mata. So like short ra gyapon akong sleep. However, based lang sa kanang how I sila perform sa ako ang adlaw kay I think kay okay ra man pud ako ang sleep if I would compare it from kuan ba pila ka months na nitabo. Yes.
Okay, so it's nice to know no, that there's improvement. So we really do hope that um, that was your sleep will continue to improve. So really, other ways to do that, no, you really have to make sure that your bedroom is really convenient, ay kanang good jud siya for sleeping gani, like the temperature, like the lighting, so the financial factors, no? But then again, that's already a whole other topic. So I will just move on na lang. So, but if you have any questions about that, then just feel free to ask. Number two, we have to eat healthy. So, ever since bata pa ta, makadungog na jud ta ani, there is a strong food and mood connection. So, Miss Aguilar, nakasuway ba ta na if mukaon gay tag junk foods, then maybe dili kayo nice atong mood pagkataod-taod. Pero if mukaon gay tag vegetables, murag mas masagana man ta after, like ma-feel jud nato ang difference. Would you agree, Miss Aguilar?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So, in fact, no, there is a whole branch of psychiatry devoted to nutrition. So, to boost your mental health, focus on eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. Yun. So, along with foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon, dark green leafy vegetables food, Miss Aguilar. So, kada mga alugbati, malunggay, those are brain protective. So, good for the brain. Mga nuts, seeds, are also excellent brain foods. Number three, Miss Aguilar, is to meditate. Miss Aguilar, have you tried meditation or maybe even yoga?
Meditation, yes.
Okay, so meditation, it helps us build mental resiliency and can help to manage anxiety. So you can do this with yoga. You can there's a lot of videos na jud no nowadays, especially in YouTube, that can guide you on kung saan man pag-meditate jud no. So also with meditation comes along the breathing exercises. They can go hand in hand. So aside sa mga breathing exercises na na-mention before, no, nalampog ko gusto i-add na sayon ra kaayo, like imo lang ni siyang i-remember, gitawag ni siya na pursed lip breathing, and it's very easy to do. All you need to do is you need to smell a flower, imaginary flower. So, and then after that, you blow a candle. So imaginary candle. So muna na first lip breathing, that is why naka-first na imong lips. So again, that is just one of those techniques no na makahelp sa imuhang breathing pattern, especially if mag-hyperventilate ta. It's one of the ways that can help you. So again, first sleep breathing, you smell a flower, and then you blow a candle. So can you demonstrate for me, Ms. Aguilar? Okay, smell a flower, Ms. Aguilar, and blow a candle. Okay, very good, Ms. Aguilar. No, so I hope maybe that can help you. So that at least that's a good thing to know. Number 4 is to get to know yourself better. So part of caring for ourselves, the I Miss Aguilar, no, is to do the things that are important to us. So being self-aware, if aware ta unsa atong gusto, unsa atong dili, it might lead you to feel that more things are under your own control than you thought. So decisions might also be easier to make, and you might find it easier to tell someone why something is important to you. So again, one of the ways no na you can get to know yourself better is with the help of a medical professional. And again, I believe it was mentioned before na about CBT. Is CBT naka familiarize ba ka ani na term or cognitive behavioral therapy, Mas Aguilar? Yes, so you've heard from it, no? Maybe from your doctor or from the nurses or medical professionals. So I would just like to explain a bit unsa day ng CBT. So CBT di ay is a type of talk therapy. So tabi-tabi dyan siya mostly, no? With your doctor or a professional. So it is a type of psychotherapeutic treatment that helps people to learn how to identify and change destructive or maybe disturbing thought patterns, na especially kada bitang na naka-affect na jud sa ilang daily lives. So as you can see, cognitive behavioral therapy nani siya tulo ka component, no, naara jud na siya sa iyahang name. Cognitive, the way we think. So ang doctor iyatang storyaan na what are ways that we can change our thinking. For example, anxiety, no? What are ways to like change the negative to positive? So muna siya usa sa examples. And then behavioral. Sa CBT, dili ra the way you think ang i-try og change ang imo pong behaviors. So unsa man yung mga behaviors? So ako nang gi-mention ganina, apil na ani ang right sleep, eat healthy, and exercise regularly, which I will talk about later. So, and last component is mindfulness-based therapies. So, be mindful lang sa imong self. So, self-awareness. So, that's what I talked about earlier po. So, that's all for cognitive behavioral therapy. And lastly, last na dito, no, dagdag-daghan na dito kong nayaw-yaw, exercise regularly. So, exercise man good, Miss Aguilar, is important to stay both physically and mentally healthy. So mag-exercise gani ka, dili na siya kailangan complicated kayo imong workout, no? Pinaka-clothing or kanang dapat jud mag-subscribe jud ta sa gym na gym membership jud ta. So dili na kailangan. So it can be as simple as taking the stairs instead of the elevator, or walking or biking instead of driving. So muas lang pud ko, Miss Aguilar, do you exercise?
Yes, like walking, hiking.
Oh, that's very good to hear, no? So, mangutan na ko, Ms. Aguilar, after a good exercise or a good workout routine, unsa may ma-feel na
Siguro kay murag stretching ko ano daw. Feel ko kay gitreat na akong brain somehow nga like I did this kaya kana somehow makana ko nga I'm sana I'm having a good start nga na niya murag nice siya sa feeling. So yeah, kind of kanang tricking lang gid sa brain. Feel na ko na
jud na. Pero ingnan di ka, Ms. Aguilar, dili na siya trick. That is really na is something na nahitabo sa tong brain. Kay unsa man di ay na. After exercise di ay no, studies show or research shows after exercise ang atong brain will produce of stress relieving hormones. So that is why we feel better. We feel na I feel good, I feel better. So It's all backed up by science dahil no, na najud ay hormones na makakos ang exercise. And that is why it is good and it improves our general health. So again, that's all for my part, Miss Charlene Aguilar. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you learned something.
Thank you so much, Miss Humawa, no, for the positive talk about self-care. So basically, that's it, Miss Aguilar, for the sharing of knowledge brought to you by my colleagues. Now it's open forum time. Before we ask our very easy questions, do you have any questions or clarifications for us to attend or to answer, Miss Aguilar?
Wala naman so far.
Okay, so if there are no questions, then is it okay that we will proceed to our open forum? Are you ready, Miss Charlie?
Yes. Ready.
Alright, so muna ang gusto no, fight. So, Troy?
Now for our first question. Enumerate 2 causes of anxiety.
Koan, trauma, and life events. Something like life events. Sakto ba?
Okay, exactly, no, Miss Aguilar. So we are very happy, no, and nakatubag judayin ka. It is because it's a sign that you have really kitagad siya ng importansya o nag-attend ka sa amo ang webinar, both mentally and physically. For the next question, Ray.
Yes, like, dili jud ano jud mi na worth it ra efforts as tanan because again we are able to share our knowledge no as student nurses. So next, give us 3 ways, Miss Aguilar, to relieve anxiety. Could be anything that we talk about sa among webinar.
Kato ba ning sa mga like kato self-care? Sakto ba? Or
Yes, okay, sure.
kapadira kuan kanang having quality sleep and then and then eating healthily. Dayon last one kay exercise regularly. Sakto?
Yes, of course, Miss Aguilar. No, so great job. So that really proves na you really paid attention and you were able to learn something from the webinar. And we could not be any more happier.
That is true. We truly appreciate your time and effort. And so to give you a little token of appreciation, when we call on Miss Bjorn to present the Miss Charlene's e-certificate for awesome participation in today's webinar.
Hello again, Miss Charlene. So the presentation of e-certificate, this certificate of participation is awarded to Ms. Charlene Aguilar for actively participating in the webinar entitled Timeless Renewal of a Free Mind by BSN 3B Group 2 on May 13, 2022. So this is signed by our group leader, Ms. Kristen Claire Micolo, our Level 3 Chair, Ms. Angela G. Perez, our clinical coordinator, Mrs. Joanna Christine P. Del Torre, and lastly, the Dean of College of Nursing, which is Mr. Romel P. Morales. So thank you.
All right, so we are very close to the end of our webinar. So just to properly end the event, so we have the lovely Miss Bangot for her closing remarks.
Thank you for that, Sir Davis Don Dr. Gaviola, to our dear client, Ms. Charlene Aguilar, fellow student nurses, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We have reached the end of our webinar entitled Timeless Renewal of a Free Mind. It is the privilege and honor of the Group 2 from BSN 3B student nurses to be entrusted with such undertaking at an online gathering of such eminent people who greatly indulge their time and efforts to make this webinar possible. To our instructors, Mr. Gaviola and Ms. Mandarin, whose presence and guidance has been invaluable and without any doubt has helped make the event a great success. To our client, Ms. Charlene Aguilar, we truly appreciate your excellent cooperation and hospitality, whose contribution we highly value. And to our fellow members, cheers to all of us who have been working together, brainstorming, and transforming this event organization a great success. A job well done for all of us. It is very important that the topics discussed and expressed here are disseminated to provide an effective and efficient exchange of knowledge, learnings, and most especially holistic care. As with all such events, and this webinar has been an outstanding example, our minds have been set forth of ideas, information, and interpretation and visions that will better influence how we serve ourselves and for others, reflecting the seriously and core values in our ethics. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you again when we shall reconvene to discuss another topical theme in time. Thank you and Godspeed to everyone.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bangod, for those heartwarming closing remarks. And also, Ms. Aguilar, an acknowledgement slip will be sent to you together with the e-certificate. So, kaning acknowledgement slip, it will serve as an evaluation sa among performance if na ba may kailangan i-improve or satisfied ka sa among performance. So, you can just forward the file later to Ms. Villamor.
So now, before we end, no, basi na ito ka Ms. Aguilar, nakalimot ko ni, di ba? Nakalimot. So now, I would like to ask on what sentence or phrase you have created out of the words that I pronounced earlier.
Koan, our form is kaning mental health matters.
So exactly, no?
Diba?
Exacto kayo, Ms. Aguilar. Mental health matters because mental health is as important as physical health. Now, before we end this webinar, we would like to request everyone to please open your cameras and miss technicalities to please end the presentation. Smile widest, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, smile. So that's all. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Primum homo est, let him first be a man. This is the Group 2 of Cebu Doctors University NCM 117, your student nurses, signing off.
Salamat!
Thank you so much.